Nifty's has an amazing on-ramp for new buyers of NFTs. They have big brands such as Space Jam, Looney Tunes, The Matrix, and many more properties. The network can handle high volume at very low prices. And the best of all, for newbies, you can set up a wallet with just an email address. The interface in the marketplace is very user-friendly. However, getting funds off of the Palm network and the platform is not so easy or user-friendly. I finally got my funds off, and I will share about that experience today. Hello, I'm Taj, digitally known as Tropic Vibes, the host of Nifty Business, where we highlight NFTs and explore Web 3.0 as we move from pure speculation to creating real-world value. The last time I spoke about the Nifty's platform was on episode 188 when I revisited the Matrix drop after 6 months. And at that time, I said that I was not excited about the fact that my funds were on the platform and I had no intentions of really drawing it off because there was a $100 withdrawal fee at the time. However, a year later, and they have reduced the fees to $10. So this is progress going in the right direction because when Nifty's first launched, the number one complaint about it is people could not figure out how to withdraw their funds. You can put your debit card, credit card into the system, and you could purchase your NFTs. You could sell them, but everything would be trapped on the platform. There was no real way to exit. Well, once they finally added the ability to connect your Metamask and it gave you the option to withdraw funds onto it, there was one huge catch. There was a bridge to connect between the Palm network and the Ethereum network that was in the Metamask, because if you try to export those funds using the Palm network and try to send it to an exchange, most likely it was going to get stuck because the exchange, the wallet that they were giving you or the address would be operating on the Ethereum network. So sending Palm assets to that would cause a huge problem. But after much complaints, if you Google it, you'll see all sorts of old forum posts and complaints from users. And this was the number one thing. So they finally added that ability to allow people to connect and export. However, as I said, that $100 fee, that just made it impractical. Unless you had thousands of dollars tied up on the network, let's say you were someone who only put $50 on it or $25 to buy a particular NFT, maybe it didn't work out, or maybe you even bought something and decided to sell it. If your account only had a small amount, to pay such a massive fee just made it impractical. So essentially, you were locked onto the ecosystem. But for whatever reason today, I decided to go back on it, see what was going on, and try to do the whole withdrawal process. And that's when I realized that the fee had been substantially lowered. So halfway through the process, I decided to do a screen record. I should have done that from day one and said, hey, you know what? Let me make a tutorial out of this. However, as I said, it wasn't until I was about to do the last step that I said, wait a minute. I should have recorded this and made a tutorial for someone who was able to do that because I'm pretty sure a lot of people are searching for this. However, I'm going to cover it in this, and at a later date, I'm going to edit what I did have for that screen recording, and maybe I'll put it up on YouTube or something, or maybe just share it out on Twitter. However, the process that I went through with the whole thing initially starts on Nifty's, of course. You go in, you log in, and you go to the settings page. It gives you the ability to add the MetaMask. Then you have to go to app.palm.io to configure your MetaMask to have the Palm network on there. Because initially, when you first have a MetaMask, what's going to be on there is Ethereum network. You might have added Polygon or BNB or some of the other networks that are on there. But in order to get this funds to actually work, be able to transfer off of Nifty's, you're going to have to add the Palm network. And if you go to apps.palm.io, everything is right there, and you can see the different steps. There's a section that says configure your wallet. You click that, you sign, connect, and it adds that on there. It automatically configures it to have the Palm network added. And this is similar to if you've ever used Uniswap or one of the swap sites that might be trying to swap to another token. Well, when you do that, a lot of the times it adds a token or whatever it might be that you're trying to switch into. Well, this is what basically happens. It configures the wallet to do that. This is not a transaction like you're sending funds or anything. It's just to configure to have the ability to have those funds show up. Either way, it's going to be there because once it's on the blockchain, it's going to be there. But as far as within your MetaMask, you're not going to be able to see everything unless the network is added. So once that happens, on the same page, app.palm.io, there is a section that you'll see Token Bridge. And within that section, you simply put the wallet that you're trying to send it to, the funds that you want to send, and then you accept the terms that you're going to have to pay the 9 DAI for the bridge fee and the $1 or the 1 DAI carbon offset fee. You sign everything, and it takes about 45 minutes for it to all go through. And yes, that is extremely slow. Actually, there's a warning and error that says it might take hours and do not close this window, refresh, or anything. And personally, I think that is just another deterrent trying to get people to not necessarily withdraw the funds. But when I did it, it took 45 minutes or so. And then after that, now, once you go over to the main network or the Ethereum network within your MetaMask wallet, you'll then see that a new token is added and you'll see DAI there for display. And if you don't see DAI there, what you're going to have to do is go up to the settings and add DAI as a token. And then once that is added to the settings, you'll actually see the funds. So again, the funds are there. If it doesn't show up, it just simply means that the wallet was not configured to be able to display it, but it is definitely there. It is on the blockchain and the transfer went through. So now you have DAI on the Ethereum network in your MetaMask. And if you're going to want to get into another token, let's say, you're going to have to use something such as a swap site, Uniswap or one of those, or you're going to have to send it back to your exchange now that it is on Ethereum, and then you can convert it into whatever cryptocurrency that you want to. But of course, that's going to be a gas fee. But that is something that we're used to. That is what we're more familiar with. Once it's in MetaMask on the Ethereum network, everything is good to go, business as usual. Now, some major drawbacks of this whole thing. First of all, there is that $9 fee in order to do the bridge. That is much better than $100 of when I did this, say, 6 months ago, and I just decided to say, no, I'm not going to add more funds into this, or I'm not going to just do anything, buy anything. I was just sort of upset, I won't lie, and I decided to just let this fund sit there. Luckily, the fee was lowered. However, it is still a substantial amount compared to what was in the wallet, paying that $9 fee plus the $1 carbon offset fee. So we're talking about a $10 fee. So if you have a small amount in it, a lot of that is going to be used up in this transaction, and that is not really cool. However, the part that really bothers me more than anything, even more so than the $9 that you're paying for the bridge fee, is that $1 offset, that carbon offset. Now, the reason why this upsets me is because if you read through the literature on the website and everything, all they're saying about the Palm blockchain, how eco-friendly it is, how it is just so environmentally friendly and it's not doing any damage to the environment and carbon and all that stuff. Okay, so why is that offset fee? Well, that's because the narrative of Ethereum prior to the merge was that was the gas guzzling, bad for the environment, carbon creating blockchain. Well, after the merge, that went away 99.99%. So now you're going from one eco-friendly blockchain to another eco-friendly blockchain. However, that same $1 offset fee, which was there, the same fee 6 months ago when it was $100 to withdraw, is still that $1 fee. So I think that is a little funky. I think they're just trying to make another dollar on this whole transaction. But hey, whatever it is, I don't know where those funds are going, but I'm just saying that you're going from eco-friendly to eco-friendly. So I don't know why that additional fee is there. But my theory is, just like how that warning thing came up, how many steps you have to go through to do all this, I think it's just a higher barrier of trying to keep people on the network. But hey, that's just my theory and my observation, the conclusion that I made. But in conclusion of this whole thing, Nifty's is an amazing on-ramp. I won't deny that. The fact that all the properties that they have, such as Looney Tunes, Space Jam, Matrix, and just countless other properties coming on board, I think is great. I think the price point, being able to get people on this with, some massive drops. The Matrix one was 100,000 NFTs. There's some gamification, some great things that are going on there. That is all good. The fact that you can come in with debit cards, credit cards, love all of that stuff. But the off-ramp period, trying to get off of it, that is just terrible to me. There is nothing positive that I could possibly say about that. And I don't like the fact that they're trying to basically keep people locked into the system. But I'd love to know, what are your experiences with it? Have you ever bought anything on Nifty's? And what was it like getting your funds off? If you've done it in the past and paid that massive $100 fee, well, good news is the fee is a lot less now. However, it's still not a straightforward, very simple, easy process. But love to know your thoughts, your feedback on this, any experience that you had, or if this is your first time hearing about the Nifty's platform, the whole process that you actually have to go through to withdraw. Does this deter you from using it? I'd love to know your thoughts on that. Either way, let me know. Please feel free to reach out to me at Tropic Vibes on Twitter or using the contact information in the show notes. But as usual, I just want to thank you for taking time to listen to this as we're learning and building Web3 together. So until next time, later. The Nifty Business Arrow is not investment advice. It provides insights and information within the space. As with anything, please do your own research before making a decision whether you're making an investment or a purchase.